welcome back po. Welcome back to Lira in Law. I'm your host, no? Lira Simon Kabatbat, and welcoming you, no, to our usual Thursday evening between 7:30 and 8:30, Lira in Law. Now, we're going to tackle the first part of a three-part series tonight, applying for children under 18 to enter the UK. Marami tayong kailangan pag-usapan, so I'm going to launch into it. No? Kung meron kayong mga questions, meron kayong mga comments, gusto niyo akong batiin, no? Please, send your comments nga. Happy to, of course, deal with it. We have some also very interesting questions nga mamaya. But yung nga, kung meron kayong pahabol, meron kayong questions, don't be shy, no? Say hello, yeah? Okay, so unang-una po, applying for children under 18 to enter the United Kingdom. We're looking at three possibilities, okay? Because that's the thing with immigration. There are many possibilities, but we're looking at the three most common ones and the problems that can come about, no, in relation to those applications. So unang-una, settlement status. So sabihin natin, nandito kayo, no? Kayo magulang nila, under 18 sila, o yung isa, o dalawa, tatlo, apat yung mga bata, no, nasa atin nga, nasa Pilipinas. Dito meron na kayong indefinite leave to remain, okay? O meron na kayong British passport nga dito. Now, it is, for those of you who want to look into it, nga, the relevant law is under Appendix FM, okay? So Google it, Appendix FM, makikita nyo. So let me just read to you a little bit about what it actually says, Appendix FM, paragraph 297. So the requirements to be met by a person seeking indefinite leave, so settlement, to enter the UK as the child of a parent or parents, okay, present and settled, or being admitted for settlement in the UK are that he, so nilista nga nila, no? So unang-una nga, just to look at that a little bit more. So una nga sabi dito, is seeking leave to enter to enter a company to join a parent or parents in one of the following circumstances. So there are a number of circumstances, but the most common one are really, if you like, either both parents nandito, yung magulang nga, pareho kayo nandito, both of you are present and settled in the UK. So pareho kayong may indefinite, o yung isa may indefinite, yung isa British, o pareho kayong British. So you have both settled status nga in the United Kingdom. One possibility. Kunin yung mga bata, nandun sila, nag-aaral sila dito, doon, naiwan nga lang because of financial reasons, for example, and now you're ready to bring them in. Isa kayo o dalawa kayo, no? Or one parent is settled, present and settled, and the other parent is dead. So byudo kayo, no? Nandito kayo sa UK, nandun ang mga bata nga, namatay yung tatay nila o nanay nga nila dito, gusto nyo silang kunin. You have settled status, yung pangalawa, no? Or, and this is where it becomes tricky, no? Your parents are both alive, nandito kayo, meron kayo indefinite o British na nga kayo dito, yung nanay o tatay, nasa atin, buhay sila, but you have what's called sole responsibility, so parental responsibility. So ibig sabihin, wala silang pakialam sa buhay ng mga bata. So umalis na sila, maghiwalay na nga kayo, hindi nila nakikita yung mga bata, hindi sila nagsusustento. So you have what's called sole responsibility, and that is where it can get tricky. And I'll deal with that. I'll come back to that issue. Now the other conditions nga gusto na makita yung mga bata is under the age of 18. Now, kung nagpasok ko ng application, mag-18 na yung bata, the date that they will look at, the age they will look at is the date of the application. Okay? Not the date of the end of the application when they finally decide. Titingnan nga nila at the date of application, yung bata ba is over or under 18? Hopefully under 18 nga. Tapos gusto na lang din makita not leading an independent life or an independent family unit. That actually can be, it's not common that it becomes a problem yan. But it can be, no? So by independent life, ibig sabihin, meron silang kasama na, meron na silang asawa, no? Meron na silang anak. Okay? Because sometimes children also, even though they're young, yung mga anak nyo, they have children themselves, no? In that case, then you may have difficulties bringing them in, because then they may say they have an independent family unit and an independent life. Okay? Now, Also, the practical issues, no? Gusto na makita, kailangan ipakita sa Home Office that they will be accommodated adequately, no, in the UK by you, okay? So meron silang bahay and there will be no recourse to public funds either in accommodation or in money, okay? So if you are getting benefits, for example, then you may have a problem. Kailangan ipakita that they will be accommodated in the UK and indeed they will be provided for, financially provided for in the UK without recourse to public funds. Importante po yun, okay? And also, and of course, if they satisfy all of those, that they hold, of course, a valid UK entry clearance, in that capacity, so makapasok nga sila dito, and they don't also fall for what's called general grounds for refusal. By that, the most common issue is criminal convictions, okay? So, kung may nangyari nga, yung bata was done for assault or anything like that, then that can provide a problem. If those things are, kung meron silang convictions nga, then you may need to deal with that. Well, my advice is you need to deal with it in the application. You need to declare it, and also you need to deal with it. So sabihin natin nagkabarkada nga siya, but it's not as serious perhaps. You need to just explain it, no? Especially kung matagal na nga yung conviction, no? And especially if nagbago na ugali, look at this, no? Since then, been going to school, been going to college, so try and explain nga they need not be concerned about what had happened nga in the past, no? So those things are there are possible issues. So pagka nagpasok yung application, if you look at hopefully hindi nga nakakalito, but look at Appendix FM kung yung sitwasyon nyo. So you're here in the United Kingdom, settled status na nga kayo, either pareho kayo na settled status na nga dito, o kaya mag-isa kayo, but you have what's called sole responsibility for the children. Now, let me come back to that. Sole responsibility, ibig sabihin, kayong bahala ng the big things in the child's life. So, kung kailangan nyo magdesisyon para sa eskwela, kayo, no? Kung kailangan may mangyari nga sa kanya sa hospital, kayo din, no? On top of money. But money on its own does not mean sole responsibility. And case laws establish that also. It is an indication, it's indicative of sole responsibility, but on its own, it's not on its own conclusive evidence, no, of sole responsibility. So kailangan yung dagdagan nga. So kailangan yung statement, kailangan sabihin doon, I have sole responsibility because, no, ikaw yung nagdesisyon nga para sa eskwela, ikaw kung may problema, may sakit sila, ikaw nagdidesisyon, nagpapadala kayo, no, saan sila nakatira, ikaw lahat. No? It's very important you address the issue of sole responsibility. Kung buhay pa nga ang mister o misis nyo, nasa Pilipinas nga siya, wala nga lang siyang pakialam. Because they will not assume that wala nga silang pakialam. Kailangan nyo sabihin. You need to say that you need to explain why you have sole responsibility. Now, the second possibility is entry as dependent with a parent. So sabihin natin nandito kayo, gusto nyo kunin ng pamilya nyo, nandun si mister o si misi tsaka mga anak nyo, you're applying for them to join you in the United Kingdom. So yung mga bata, sasama sila sa nanay o tatay nila dito. Now, the conditions are slightly, of course, different dahil nga kasama nanay tatay. So the issue is the sole responsibility difficulty, or can be difficulty. It's not an issue. Kasama yung tatay o nanay nga nila dito. But otherwise, very similar things, no? Similar conditions. Pinag-usapan natin kanina. So you need to be able to show income, of course, the issue of accommodation, no independent family life, all of those. But slight difference nga in relation to income, no? So yung pinag-usapan natin kanina, kung nandito nga kayo, kukunin yung mga bata nga lang, dahil patay na yung nanay, yung tatay nila, or you're going to show sole responsibility, o nandito kayong pareho, then you don't need to deal with the minimum income requirement. Kung bata nga lang kukunin nyo dito. But kung kukunin yung mga bata at saka Mr. o Mrs. nyo nga dito, you need to deal with the minimum income requirement. And what is that? It is now £29,000 as of this year. Okay, tinasan nila. Dati, 18,600, and then tumataas the additional children tumataas. Ngayon, flat 29,000 pounds yung kailangan niyong pakita. Yun ang kailangan yung sweldo nga dito. So kung kukunin yung asawa nyo, kukunin yung mga bata, dalawa, tatlo sila, is 29,000 pounds is what you need to be able to show. Bear in mind also, ang makukuha nilang visa, so yung pinag-usapan natin kanina, kung settlement visa na nga kayo dito, Britong nga kayo dito, o kaya indefinite na nga kayo dito, ang makukuha ng mga bata, kung gano'n ang status nyo, walang pakialam kung patay na yung asawa nyo, is also indefinite leave to remain, settlement status. Okay? Pagka pumasok na sila dito. So they will actually get entry clearance to settle in the UK. Now, kung sasamahan nilang, kasama nilang nanay, tatay dito, kailangan ang makukuha nilang visa, same as the parent who's joining. So, alam nyo naman, 2.5 years usually ang visang bibigay dun sa asawa nyo. No? So, ibig sabihin, yung bata, hindi indefinite, but 2.5 years. Every time na kailangan mag-extend yung asawa nyo kasama, so yung buong pamilya. And usually, kailangan ng asawa nyo 5 years bago siya makakuha indefinite. So, same goes for the child or children nga. So, sasama yung application nila. So, 2.5 years yung bibigay din sa kanila. And then, pagka mag-extend uli yung asawa nyo, 2.5 years ulit yung bibigay sa kanya. And then, after that, pagka magpasok na siya ng indefinite leave to remain, again, kasama yung mga bata. Okay. Now, it becomes a bit more complex kung yung anak nyo nga ay over 18 by the time you apply or they apply for indefinite leave to remain. Again, don't be, they can still apply for indefinite leave to remain, but there are additional conditions when that gusto na makita nga, again, they're not leading an independent life, they're still your dependent. Kung pumasok sila dito under 18, yung nga lang, lumagpas silang 18 kung nandito na nga sila. So, huwag nyo kalimutan, isama nga din sila, okay? But you can still do that nga, even though they're over the age of 18, as long as you can satisfy the conditions such as they're still your dependent. Now, pangatlong sitwasyon po is limited leave to remain. So sabihin natin nandito nga kayo, nagtatrabaho kayo dito o hindi, nag-aaral nga kayo dito. No? Some students may allow it. Some student visas may allow it. Now, kung yun, so you have limited leave to remain, no? The applicable law, if you're interested nga, is what's called Appendix Children. Yun ang tawag. So you can Google it, no? Appendix Children. That was first published in October 2023. Dati, mga batas to do with children of parents with limited leave to remain, it was everywhere. So this Appendix Children, the point of it was to try and bring together, no, all the relevant conditions nga, just to make it a bit simpler nga. So meron nga lang isang batas na matitignan nyo. Now, that was published, as I say, in October 2023, but it's updated like like most immigration provisions is updated. The last update was actually not too long ago. That was the 4th of June 2024. So it's updated nga regularly. What I'm often asked is which categories of those people with limited leave to remain allow dependent children to join them in the UK. Now, I'm going to do you a favor and I'm going to show you the list, okay? So, sandali lang ha, titignan ko. So, saglit nga lang po. Let me just see if I can bring it up for you. So, child dependence, the applicable routes. So, tignan ko nga if I can find it. Otherwise, I can post it nga later on. It's a whole list, no, of people who can, ito, no, child dependence. Makikita nyo. I have 2 pages actually, no? So this is actually from the Home Office website itself. You know, this section applies to the following routes, okay, where the applicant is applying as a dependent child. So kung yung ganitong visa nyo, and gusto nyo kunin mga anak nyo, these are possibilities. So makikita nyo appendix skilled worker. That's the most common thing. Appendix student. So what you have to do is you're welcome to Google it nga, no? Child dependence appendix student or child dependent appendix graduate. But if you go on the Home Office website, makikita nyo nga yun. Ang haba nga. So let me just show you also. Let me just scroll down to page 2. Sandali. So makikita nyo yan. So page 2, no? All sorts of things. Innovator founder, sports person, domestic worker in a private household, although there are not many of those now because of nagbago ng batas, no? But the page 1, nakita nyo nga kanina, skilled worker. So a lot of situations are, for example, nga, for skilled workers. So yun nga, kailangan yung tingnan, if you have limited leave to remain, have a look at Appendix Children. It's actually called Appendix Children. And it was introduced, it was published in October 2023. It's updated regularly. And it was updated last, according to Home Office website, because I checked it out today just to check nga, no, for you, on the 4th of June, 2024. Okay? So tingnan nyo yun. If you're in that category, then you have a possibility of bringing your child into the United Kingdom. Now, most common situation po is dependent of children under the skilled worker route in the United Kingdom. Now, tingnan natin na the conditions are essentially the same, very similar, no? 4 categories of sponsors nga with limited leave, no? O kaya yung settlement status. Yung pinag-usapan natin kanina, no, that the parent, of course, should be here. The child must be under the age of 18, not leading an independent life, not leading independent family unit, can be accommodated in the UK without recourse to public funds, in relation to, and also financially provided for in the UK without recourse to public funds. So all those things apply. Now, on top of that, sabihin natin, nandito nga kayo, nagtatrabaho kayo dito, you're here on a skilled worker route, pero yung ama nila o nanay nila nasa Pilipinas. Hindi nyo nga siya kukunin dahil nga hiwalay na kayo. Can you still bring the child? The answer is yes, you can, but you need to show yung sole responsibility. Yung pinag-usapan nga natin kanina. Kailangan yung pakita na kayo nga lang you in charge of the child's life, no? About the big things. Kayong bahala mainly. So pagkain, hindi nga lang pera, no? Kung may sakit sila, yung titirahan nga nila, for example, ng eskwela. So you are in charge of those. So you can still bring them into the United Kingdom kahit nandun Mr. o Mrs. nyo, kung wala nga siyang pakialam, if you can show sole responsibility. So the conditions are much the same, but of course, income also need to be satisfied. So as alam nyo naman, kung skilled worker kayo, pagpapasok nga kayo dito, kailangan yung pakita, you have a certain income. And that's much the same. Kailangan, so you need to be able to show your certain income plus an additional amount nga for the children, no? And it differs really, no, kung depending kung anong status nyo nga dito. So have a look, no? And most people under the skilled worker route will not normally have a problem satisfying the additional income nga. So it's not, it's certainly not, it doesn't mean kahit limited leave nga kayo dito, it doesn't mean na hindi nyo siya pwedeng kunin. Beware though, no? Alam nyo naman siguro to, no? Kung carer kayo, kapapasok nyo nga lang in the United Kingdom, then there was a change in the law. So ibig sabihin, you can't bring your family into the United Kingdom kung kapapasok nyo nga lang. That was, I think the deadline is something like March 2024. So if you enter in the United Kingdom after that date, ibig sabihin, you can't bring into the UK then your family, hindi lang mga bata, but your family into the United Kingdom, which is rather sad, but yung batas nga ngayon. Now, it doesn't mean that it applies across board though. So ibig sabihin if you are in the United Kingdom under skilled worker route but on something else, kung nurse nga kayo dito o kaya teacher kayo dito, then the change to do with the carers nga is not applicable to you. So it's only the carers who are affected nga by that change. So so it's not as I say, it's not necessarily easy, no, making an application for your children to join you in the United Kingdom, but it's also not impossible. I always say to you, and I say it again, no, preparation. Huwag nyo nga lang basta-basta ipapasok mga dokumento. Kailangan nyo tingnan maigi, kailangan nyo checkin nga, is it a complete bank statement, sapat ba ang pera ko, no? Accommodation, meron ba akong tenancy agreement, kung wala kayong tenant, kahit may tenancy agreement nga kayo, meron ba kayong sulat galing sa landlord o state agent na pwedeng tumira doon yung bata. How many bedrooms do you have, no? So kung kukunin yung isang bata, then you may be able to get away with 1 bedroom nga kung malaking sala nyo nga, but if you're bringing in 2 children, for example, especially yung edad nga nila, it may be that you need 2 bedrooms, for example, sometimes nga 3 bedrooms. Sapat ba ang pera nyo? No? Yung bank statement nyo, may laman ba? Okay? Kung hindi naman ganong malaki yung laman, can you still nevertheless show that you can adequately maintain them in the UK? Tip ko po, first kong tip ko, you must prepare a statement. Parang affidavit ang itsura. Kailangan nyo dun, parang kailangan nyo dun ilagay yung kwento nyo. Yung hindi naman kwento, no? It sounds kind of fictional kung kwento, but it's not that. Kailangan nyo sabihin nga doon, ano ba ang sitwasyon nyo, no? Kailangan kayo dumating nga dito, ano nga ang sitwasyon ng mga bata, sinong nag-aalaga nga sa kanila nung umalis kayo pumunta nga kayo dito, anong sitwasyon na nga ngayon, no? That you have maintained, for example, if the potential issue of sole responsibility, yung nga, that you're able to show sole responsibility. Why do you have sole responsibility? No, dahil wala nang kailangan yung nanay o tatay niya, and of course, kung patay nga sila, then of course you need to make sure that you also submit death certificates nga, no? That the longer also you're away, from the children, the harder potentially it is. And don't forget yung sole responsibility, hindi lang ibig sabihin na wala ngang pakialam yung nanay tatay. The sole responsibility can also be a problem kung sa tita o tito sila o sa lolo lola. Pwede nang sabihin, no, you don't have sole responsibility because you have joint responsibility with the grandmother. No? That can also happen. So it doesn't mean nga dahil nakatira nga sila sa lola, lolo nila that you don't need to worry about sole responsibility. You should still be concerned about sole responsibility. I say again, preparation. Pero mag-18 na yung bata, please make the application swiftly. Okay? Because you don't really want, of course, you don't want that becomes an issue. Okay? So yun. Now, I hope that that's of use nga to you. As I say, alam ko na ang pinaka-importante often sa mga kliyente ko yung mga bata, yung pamilya nga, no? And so, be careful when you're making application. Kung hindi kayo sigurado, seek advice, no? And they should be able to, your solicitor should be able to explain to you ano bang itong sitwasyon, these are the conditions, what are the potential issues, and help you to address them. Okay? Because of course, if you get a refusal, unang-una, second application is likely to be more difficult because you have then a refusal sa background. Kung 18 na yung bata, then that becomes even more difficult because of course it means that different rules will potentially apply, which by the way is what we're going to discuss in part next week, which is the immigration children over the age of 18. So hopefully that is of interest to you. It's actually not a week goes by that I don't advise on this issue, and I think that probably shows how important and how popular it is. And as I say, ang mga batas nga, it's always changing, and they're also because we're common law, of course, no. It's not just hindi nga lang yung batas na makikita nyo, statute, but also case law. So always bear in mind, if you to be thorough, hindi nga lang yung immigration provisions, statute nga titignan nyo. There are of course guidance also. Try and be alert to new cases, just in case it becomes a problem. So preparation. Okay. Now, so comes now my favorite. Especially those of you na kilala nyo ako, I like to talk. So I enjoyed this, the part of it, imparting as much as I can nga, knowledge and pag-usapan nga natin the topic because I get to talk. But